Guys, welcome to another speed build. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we are over in San Sequoia and I am building a small home for a large family of 8 Sims, and we are building on a 30 by 20 lot, which you can see up in the top left hand corner. And this lot honestly is my favorite to build on in San Sequoia for a couple different reasons. Mainly, I love how it's a corner lot, but I also love the lighting on this specific lot. I feel like this lot is the best lighting in San Sequoia, especially in the evening. It has such beautiful evening lighting in the front of the house. I hate when the back of the house has the best lighting because it makes it so hard to build the front of the house and actually make it look good, because lighting matters more than you would think. It's actually kind of crazy how you can look at the same house in 2 different lightings and it look different, and certain lightings just enhances the house, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't make it look that different, but it definitely enhances it. And the afternoon lighting on this house in the front isn't too bad either. It's probably, as far as I can remember, better in the back, but it's not too bad in the front. But it's definitely not as good as the evening lighting. The evening lighting's the best. And so it's easier for me to actually build with afternoon lighting, but I like to adjust it to evening lighting every once in a while, just so I could see what it looks like in the evening. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I have a unique building style, I've come to realize, but hey, it works for me. And if you find something that works, you gotta stick with it. But before I get any deeper into today's build, I would like to take a brief second to invite you guys to leave a like on this video if you do find it enjoyable, and also subscribe if you have not already. We are actually almost at 2,000 subscribers, which is just huge to me. I can't believe that I have anybody that watches my videos, but the fact that I have almost 2,000 of you guys watching and supporting me just means the absolute world to me. I cannot even thank you guys enough. And hopefully those of you that are not subscribed yet, maybe you're new to my channel. If so, welcome. But I would love the support from you guys too. Reaching 2,000 subscribers would be absolutely just amazing to me. Like, words cannot even describe. And so I hope you guys help me reach my goal. And if so, thank you. Maybe I'll do a special build for 2,000 subscribers. I'm not really sure what it would be. I tried to do 1,000 simoleon house, and listen, that didn't work, but maybe 2,000 simoleons would be easier. But yeah, I mean, definitely, if you like my content, then feel free to subscribe. I have a lot of future plans that I would like to accomplish this year, and so I really hope you guys stick around, and I really appreciate all of you guys that takes the time to watch my videos and comment down below. I love to interact with you guys down there, and also if you have any sort of requests, feel free to leave them down below. I cannot promise that I will ever get to them, but I do love to get the requests because it gives me some ideas, and I try to do most of the requests, but sometimes I forget. I'm not gonna lie. I need to get like a notebook and like write down all of the different requests. I might start doing that going forward, because I actually get quite a few different requests. I've been kind of surprised at the number of requests that I've gotten, but it kind of seems like that you guys love to have your requests built. And so yeah, I mean, comment down below if you have a request for a house, and I'm going to try going forward to write them down in a notebook and maybe who requests it, so that if I build it, I will give you guys a shout out. I have a couple that I'm working on. Well, I have one that I'm working on. I have one request that I'm working on. And so that will probably be coming in the next week or so. It's kind of a big build, and so it takes me a little bit longer. So hopefully it comes out this week. If not, then it will come out next week. And so yeah, leave those requests down below if you guys do have any. With all that being said, I guess we can go ahead and get back into today's build and start talking about what we have so far. So the outside of this build, I almost kept it sort of on a realistic aspect. Like, I've seen houses just like this before, and it almost looks like a craftsman style house. I absolutely love the way that this house looks on the outside, and the inside turns out pretty good too. The inside is a little bit on the cluttered side. I won't talk too much about the inside until we get there, but it definitely is cluttered. So it's a large family that lives here. And so I tried to make that obvious on the furnishings that I chose. And so I'm really excited for you guys to see the inside. I think I did super, super good on the inside furnishings. And if you love cluttered builds, then you're going to love this build for sure. So we don't have a garage on this house, but I did want to include a driveway, which I don't do this very often. Usually if I have a driveway, then I like to have a garage in front of it, but it was super fun to do it like this instead. And then it has just like the fence right there with a gate to lead to the backyard. I feel like that looks super realistic too, because not everybody has a garage, right? And I also wanted to include a couple of different cars. Since this is a large family, they're going to need multiple cars. And I included the one from Get Together that looks almost like a minivan to me. It almost looks kind of electric for some reason. I don't know if it is, but it kind of looks like an electric minivan, but that kind of doesn't even matter. I don't really know why I mentioned that, but it does look kind of electric to me. I don't know. But I like that minivan for a couple different reasons. For one, it's super cute. I absolutely love how cute it is. And for two, it looks like a lot of different Sims can fit in there. Like it almost looks like the one that has like a mini extra seat in the back, like a 3-row car. And so that makes sense for a large family. Plus we have an additional like 4-door sedan sort of car. And so since this is such a large family, if they don't all fit in one, then they can fit in the other one. Not that it really matters at the end of the day, because, you know, we don't have cars here in The Sims 4, but I do like the look of cars. It just makes it feel more realistic. And as far as the colors of the outside of this house, I went back and forth on the colors that I wanted to do. I couldn't decide on the color scheme, but I ended up choosing this half brick, half paneling. And the paneling is almost like a pale yellow / beige. I really can't gauge the exact color that it is. I want to say that it pops up when I have the yellow like filter to filter all yellow wallpapers or wall panelings. I want to say that this pops up when I do that. So maybe it is like a pale yellow, but it almost looks more beige to me. But regardless, I chose this one and I paired it with like these blue windows from Growing Together, and those shutters are from Horse Ranch. I know that they're more like a farmhouse style. When you look closely to it, it definitely looks kind of rustic, but I feel like you can make it work on a suburban house too. I absolutely love to customize these like normal windows that don't have the shutters with shutters, because I think the shutters add such a cute detail. I really wish that they would add another set of like basic suburban looking shutters that you can use to decorate these plain windows with. But nonetheless, at least we have these Horse Ranch ones. They're better than nothing. When you use the black swatch, you really can't tell how rustic it is. It's really all of the other swatches. Maybe the white doesn't look as rustic as all of the other ones either. The ones that are like painted, you can tell that they're like painted. Like it almost gives like a distressed look. And so just don't look too closely if it bothers you. That's the only advice that I have. But it doesn't really bother me. I think it's cute. At the end of the day, it adds a lot of detail to these otherwise plain and boring windows. Like these Growing Together ones, I absolutely love them, but they get kind of boring if you overuse them, which I do. And so the shutters just, you can change it up a little bit. So now that I have the outside pretty much designed how I know I want it to be, we are now starting to furnish the inside of the house, and I will get back to the outside. Like the outside's not done whatsoever, but I like to get a good start on the outside so I could see the look of how the outside's going to be before I shift my attention inside, because it kind of helps me gauge how I want to decorate the inside and what kind of Sims I want for the house, if that makes sense. I did not include a pool for this house because it didn't fit. And also I wanted to use a modular playground in the backyard, which, spoiler, I do add one in the backyard. The backyard is pretty much filled with activities for kids and nothing else, to be honest. Like this build in general is focused on children and teens, infants, all of the age groups for kids. It's focused on that. Like the adults just live here and pay the bills, but the kids own this house, basically, is what I really wanted. I wanted it to look like this house has been overtaken by kids. And I think I accomplished that at the end of the day. I mean, heck, there's 2 adults that live here and then 6 children. Like, there's no pets or anything else. It's literally mainly kids that live here. And I really wanted to fit a large dining table in here, but this is too small of a house, which I guess I kind of did to myself because I wanted it to be a small home for a large family. And so we do have enough chairs as of right now to fit all of the older Sims, and then there's 2 infants that can use the high chairs. And so I guess it kind of works at the end of the day. And then once the infants do age up, well, toddlers really don't need the chairs either, but once they age up to like children, one of the teens will probably be, well, there's only one teen, but the teen will probably be aged up at that point and maybe moved out. Or you could just have them sit on the couch. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to make every single Sim fit at the dining table anyways. And in real life, I feel like people mainly sit in opposite areas of the house to eat anyways. I mean, very rarely growing up, and even to this day, I don't really know many people that actually use their dining table to eat at on a regular basis. Like, maybe like on special occasions. But for the most part, I feel like people either eat like in their bedrooms or in front of the TV on the couch, which I don't know what that says about society as a whole. It's kind of sad. But at the end of the day, it works. it works for people, and it's just more entertaining to watch something while you eat. I'm definitely one of those people that sits in my living room and watch TV while I eat dinner and lunch if I eat lunch. I don't always eat lunch, but if I do, I sit in front of the TV. But I also don't have kids, so I mean, tell me down below if you and your family eat at the dinner table every single day, because I'm pretty curious on like other people's daily lives in that aspect. Like, I want to know what's normal, you know? Maybe I'm not normal, but who knows? What even is normal at the end of the day? But anyways, we have a great start on the furnishings in our house. So I started in the living room / dining room. This is a very, very tight fit, but it does work. I did play test it. And so all of the dining chairs should work, and so should the sofa in the living room. I absolutely love the modular couches or the modular sectionals from Dream Home Decorator. They are a lifesaver for builds like this. It just looks so much better than couches would have, like a couch set. And the only couch set that really would have fit was the one from Base Game, and I am so tired of using that Base Game couch set. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I barely even like it to begin with. It's just the most normal looking couch set in the game if you don't have all of the packs installed anyways, and it's one of the few couch sets that's actually a set. Like, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, and this probably isn't going to be the last time I say it. I cannot stand the fact that they don't have couch sets for every single couch that's in the catalog. Like, why? Why is there not a 3-seater sofa and a love seat at the very least? And then a chair would make it complete. You know, a single chair. Why is that not a thing? Why do they add just a 3-seater sofa and nothing else? Or just a love seat and nothing else? Just a love seat, I feel like, is the worst. Like, why? Who has just a love seat in their living room? Unless it's a tiny house. Absolutely nobody. Like, I don't know anybody that has just a love seat. I'd love to meet them so I can ask them why. Why just a love seat? I mean, if it's a normal size house, having just a love seat in your living room in front of the TV would look so bland and like small. It would look so small. You know what I mean? Like, it would look kind of funny to me, in my opinion. No offense if you are one of those with just a love seat in your living room. If you are, comment down below if it looks super small like I'm imagining in my mind, because I feel like it would. But we are starting on the bedrooms now. So we have 2 infants that are sharing a room. We have a toddler, which this is the first time I'm actually furnishing a toddler's room in quite a while. And a room is a strong word. It's a very, very small room, but it works. And once the toddler ages up, you'll be able to fit a kid's bed in here, no problem. And maybe one toy. maybe the toy box. But you'll be able to squeeze something in there. And then we have 2 kids that are sharing the bigger room. They have the biggest room because they're 2 kids. They need more room. And then the other smallish room, there's a teen in that room. And then I gave the teen a loft bed so that I would be able to fit a computer desk underneath. So it gave them more space. I would have loved to have fit a double bed in there, but I feel like that would have been a very bad choice. Like, definitely a waste of space. But as far as the toddler's room, I did like a colorful sort of theme. We have a dollhouse in there, I have a toy box, and then I was able to fit some blocks in front of the toy box. And we also have some additional blocks over in the living room that either the toddler or one of the infants can play with. And, oh, I did get the bathrooms done. So we have a master bathroom on this side of the house, which is where the master bedroom is. It's almost like a split floor plan, which I absolutely love to do these. I think they are realistic and I think it's super cute also. And we also have a second bathroom on the other side of the house where all of the other kids will share that bathroom. They will share one bathroom. That should be so fun for you guys when you do download this and you play in this house with all 6 of your Sims children sharing one bathroom. You're welcome. I feel like I did you guys a favor. But we have a super, super small hallway leading to all of the bedrooms, but it is functional, and that's all that matters. And so it should be fun having all 6 of your Sims children passing each other in that very small hallway. Hey, I said it was a small house for a large family, and I did deliver. I feel like I did a very good description of this house because it is very small. At least most of the children get their own, okay, maybe not most of the kids. Some of the kids get their own rooms, but if they're twins or super close in age, then they get to share a room. And I was actually thinking the kids were not twins per se, but they were just super close in age. So you'll see that I actually give them 2 different bedspreads because I wanted to give that sort of story that they're not exactly twins. But the infants, I was thinking were twins, so they have the same crib. We are decorating the teen's room, and I was thinking this teen was super into like music, so I have a keyboard in here. I also have a guitar in his room, and I gave him the bunk bed with the guitar bedspread. I thought that was perfect. And I ended up painting his walls like gray, I believe. Either gray or like different shades of blue. I can't quite remember. I guess we'll find out together. And then I have posters just everywhere in his room. I really wanted it to look like a normal teen's room would. I feel like a normal teen's room would look like this for sure. There's like these energy drink posters and like DJ posters and a bunch of just musical sort of stuff around. I think it turned out super good for a teen boy's room. And we are now working on the children's room, and right now they have the same bedspread, but they do end up having 2 different ones. One, I end up keeping this like purple one with the clouds on it because I never use it. I never use this purple bedspread, but I think it's so cute. And then the other one I end up using, I can't quite explain what the design is, but you'll see, and it sticks with the purple sort of theme. And as you can see, I changed the wall colors to like different shades of purple, a light purple and this like pinkish purplish sort of color, and just a bunch of different purplish sort of wall decorations, like this one with the cute little like anime girl on there, and it looks like this one with the blue hair is like drawn by the kids, and so I think it's super cute. And then we have a little stuffed animal, a little cute little kitty stuffed animal with a couple of different children's violins so that they can build their creative skill and their mental skill at the mental table. And they're able to build their social skill with the cat stuffed toy, but they can also just talk to each other to build it too. And then we have like this little shelf that came with a base game update that I think is so cute, and I never use it very often, but I remember to use it in this room, so I was happy about that. And I wanted it to look cluttered in their room. Since they're 2 kids sharing a room, I feel like it wouldn't be very neat. And so I found this little clutter item from high school years that has like a purse and like clothes on the ground and books and shoes. I just think it's cute. And then I was also able to fit a creativity table in here so that they can use that to up their creative skill too. And they can also use the modular playset outside to up their motor skill. I believe they can up their motor skill with the modular playground, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I wanted to include some monkey bars out there too, just in case. So the kids, the toddler, the teen, they should have so many items in this house to be able to build their skills. And so you shouldn't have to add any other items. And same for the infants. So the infants have this grabby mat. Now there was only one, so they are gonna have to share. But one could be on the grabby mat while the other one's playing with the blocks. Or maybe one could be on the grabby mat while the parents are feeding the other one. I mean, you guys could work it out. But there's definitely enough items that the infants can use too. They can also use the stuffed animal, and they can also use the toy box in the toddler's room. So I figured all of the kids could go to each room in the house and play with the toy that's in there. So I tried to do a selection in each room so that there's something for everybody at all times. We are now over into the parents' room, over in the master bedroom, and I was able to fit a small computer desk in here too, so I was super happy about that. There's 2 computers in this house that all of the Sims can share. The teenagers probably gonna want that one to themselves, but the parents will allow the kids to come over here and use the computer if they ever want to. So I also put a second TV in here in the parents' room. I figured the parents would want a TV in here so that they can come in here and shut themselves away from all of their kids if they ever need a break. Which sounds so bad, but you know everybody needs a break every once in a while. And so I really wanted to fit a second TV in here. They can relax on the bed and watch TV at the same time. My Sim did that autonomously. I didn't even have to make them do that. And then there's the other one in the living room, and so the kids can use that one while the parents are using the other one if the parents don't want to watch Kids Network every single day, hours on end. I'm sure that could drive one crazy for sure. Oh, I also remembered to put some imaginary friends in the kids' room too. So I put that like evil looking one. I think you can actually give them any personality you want them to have, but that one definitely looks evil. And then I did the unicorn one. I figured these 2 kids could be totally like polar opposites maybe. I don't know. I just never used the evil one, so I wanted to use it this time. Really is the only reason why I put it in there. And I put them on each bed because I think it looks so cute that way, but you could totally just move it into your kids' inventory, onto the ground, wherever you want to put it to be able to use it, or you can leave it on the bed. Believe it or not, your Sims are able to sleep in the bed even though the imaginary doll is on there. It's technically floating because I had to freely place it by using a shelf, but you would probably think your Sim wouldn't be able to sleep in the bed, but they are, and it's actually super cute to have your Sim sleep in the bed while the doll is on there. It looks like they're sleeping with it. So yeah, you could do whatever you want with the doll though. You probably want to actually use it, and so you're gonna have to put it on the ground if you do. So we are now finishing up the kitchen, and I'm just adding some different decorations on the counters, and I also added a microwave, a rice cooker, I believe is what that is, and then a coffee pot. I wanted to add some sort of like functional items in the kitchen so that your Sims would be able to use the microwave if they need like an easy meal, or a rice cooker if they just want to put something in there and then go and do something else while something cooks, and then a coffee pot if they need extra energy because they have 6 kids. So I feel like that is kind of self-explanatory. And then I also added that family cookbook. I felt like that was such a good touch since this is a huge family build. Of course, they're gonna have plenty of family recipes. I feel like these Sims that live here are probably very family oriented. At least the parents anyways. If not, then they're probably going crazy with all of those kids. And I'm laughing because I'm imagining The Sims 2 if they had the family aspiration And I think it only happens if you have the family aspiration. And then it goes all the way down and they go crazy, and that little like therapist, imaginary therapist guy comes, and they start like, well, I think it happens right before the imaginary therapist comes, but they start like rocking a little sack of flour with a face drawn on like it's a baby, and they just start going crazy, and I think it's so funny. And if you played The Sims 2, then you probably know what I'm talking about. The Family Aspiration was my favorite one to play growing up, and still is. And it was just so fun. I miss those little quirky things from The Sims 2. It's just so nostalgic and so cute and so funny. But that is it as far as the inside is concerned, and we are now back outside finishing up the exterior. On the front porch, I put 2 benches on each side underneath the windows, and then I put some pillows on those benches. I love to do that. I think it adds such a cute detail and just makes the benches look so much cuter. I mean, they're cute anyways, but it just gives it so much more detail by putting the pillows on there. And I really want to use this new mailbox that we got with the recent like rewards. I think it was just a login reward. I don't think there was any sort of quest to go along with it. And I love it. I think it's so cute, but I don't like the swatches. I hate the fact that there's not any like blue house swatch or any normal sort of swatch. There's this yellow one, but it has a pink roof, which I don't love. That reddish pinkish roof, by the way. I use it very rarely, but there's something about it I just don't like. And I feel like that mailbox will only look good if it matches the house. And I almost made this house have a pink swatch, or the roof anyways. I almost made the roof have a pink swatch, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I felt like the gray one looked so much better. And so I do end up removing that mailbox. I'm gonna have to do a whole build revolving that mailbox because I think it's so cute, but that's the only normal looking swatch. The other ones is like a holiday theme, or there's just like a brown one that's like just brown. It makes no sense. I feel like they could have done a lot more swatches and better swatches, but anyways, I did not end up using it. I do end up replacing it with just a normal one. I think the one from Seasons, if I'm not mistaken, is the one that I do end up switching it out to. And then I put a trash can next to it. I feel like that gives such a realistic suburban family house look to have the trash can right there. Not that people really leave their trash cans out by the mailbox unless it's trash day. Some people probably do, but a lot of people, I feel like, moves it up to their house or in their backyard. But I like the way it looks in The Sims next to the mailbox. I feel like it just makes it look realistic. Sometimes I will keep it in the backyard. It really just depends on what I'm feeling like that day. But this day I felt like having it by the mailbox. As far as the landscaping goes, we have these hedgerow bushes from the main Build By catalog from base game. These are like my second favorite hedgerow bushes. They're a little bit darker green, which matches really well with these short cypress trees. Thank you to the subscriber that let me know the name of these trees. I usually use the super long ones, but I'm using the short ones today. I felt like it made sense for this single story house. The 2-story houses that I do, I like the longer ones better, but this single story house definitely looks better with the short cypress trees. And I'm using these really big bushes from Debug. Once again, they're my favorite. I cannot stop using them. And I'm using some white hydrangea bushes everywhere too to brighten up the landscaping a little bit. I love these white hydrangeas. They're so pretty. I almost used the blue ones, but I just like the white ones better. I felt like the blue was a little bit too much, and the white is just so elegant and pretty. I love the white. So on the back porch of the house, I put a chess table just for an additional skill building item. I felt like it was perfect. And then I also put a little like pavement area leading down the staircase where I included a grill and a little like table and chair set from Backyard Stuff. I love that table and chair set. It also has like an umbrella table and chair set too, but the umbrella one didn't fit, so I had to resort to the one that doesn't have the umbrella. But it is just as cute, at least. It just fit a lot better there. And that's it for that area. I did put one of those functional house plants, but I put it outside. And I think it should be fine outside. I don't think it will die or anything. And then some citronella candles. I think that's what those are called. Citronella? Citronella? It's the mosquito repellent ones. Not that mosquitoes bother our Sims, but they do bother us in real life. And so I do like to include them outside because I feel like it makes sense. And then on the left side of the backyard, if you're facing the house, I included the modular playground. I love the modular playgrounds. They are so fun to do. I love the fact that we have them now. And it should be 100% functional where it's at. And then we also have a monkey bar set too. I do not know for sure if the modular playgrounds help build your children's motor skill, and that is why I ended up putting a monkey bar set there too. And we also got a brand new toddler slide in the base game. It's like a Void Critter one and it's so adorable. We got it with the login event that we just had in December as one of the rewards. I was so happy when I seen that. And oh, we also got a slide. I think I ended up getting the slide after I built this, or I would have put the Void Critter slide, or no, I think I did have the slide, I just forgot about it. So that is kind of unfortunate, but we do have a Void Critter slide that matches. You just have to have Adventure Awaits in order to use that, which kind of sucks, but at least the slide for the toddler is base game. And then I also added a couple of bikes for the kids in the backyard too. And other than that, that is pretty much it for our build. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you did, please do not forget to leave a like and also subscribe if you have not already. That really helps the algorithm kick my videos out to other Simmers. I hope you all have an amazing day or night, and I will see you all in the next one very soon. Bye guys!